Welcome back to Marketing for Your Future. I'm your host, David Benfield, and on the show, we talk to digital marketing experts to give you some insight about how to make you a better marketer. So joining me today is Jen Dewar from Jalydew. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. So Jen, let's jump right into it. Jalydew, what do you do?
I'm a boutique marketing agency focused on demand generation for HR tech and MarTech companies. So that includes a lot of content marketing, SEO, advertising, social media, email marketing, all the good stuff that generates business.
So how do you, how does that stuff generate business for your clients?
I think of it kind of very holistically, where everything kind of leads back to the website. So we do some search engine optimization for all of the blog posts and website pages that help potential client companies find my clients on the search engines. Advertising, same thing, drive people back to the landing pages. Email marketing to keep those leads warm. Blog posts to keep those leads warm and engaged and help them move down the sales funnel. And then, also on the content side, ebooks, webinars, and other lead magnets that people convert so we can continue to generate more leads, nurture them until they're ready to buy, and then pass them off to sales.
Wow, you guys have your hands in quite a bit of cookie jars there. So Jen, talk to us about how, why you started your company. What was it that you saw that you were like, I've got to start this company. I got to do it now.
I had been thinking about it for a few years. I would say, one of the things that stood out most to me was just the independence of being able to work for myself, not have to commute into San Francisco anymore, and get a little bit better work-life balance. And honestly, I kind of had the perfect storm, if you will. It's not even a storm, but everything kind of aligned just so where I was kind of sick of the job I was at. I had a former boss reach out to me to ask if I would consult for a company he was working with. And third big thing here is I was about to get married, so I didn't have to worry about health insurance anymore. So yeah, it was kind of like the convergence of all of that at the same time, where I said, you know what, I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start consulting with this one client that my old boss, introduced me to. And when I have a couple more clients, I'm going to quit my job and just consult. And that was 8 years ago. And I am so glad that I did it. And honestly, wish I'd had the guts to do it sooner.
That's really cool. Congratulations. That's neat. So, it's really easy to talk about successes. It's really easy to say, oh, we did this really well. We did that really well. It's harder to talk about your failures, right? But that's when we learn the most, right? When we fail forward. So on the show, we try to educate folks. So talk to us about your best example of failing forward.
Failing forward. I think as a consultant, an independent consultant, one of the hardest things to do is to learn when to say no. It can be very easy to get into that feast or famine mode where you never know where your next client is coming from or if you have enough business to stay independent long term. So I think, especially when you're starting off in consulting, it's very easy just to say yes to everything that comes your way. And then the quality of work can really suffer when you do that. There are only so many hours in a day, and, you just have to be able to adequately service the clients that you have. So, I think that gets easier over time to learn to say no, and then also to build strong relationships with your customers that mean you don't have to keep hunting as you continue on in your business. So yeah, I think the biggest thing there is just learning to say yes to the clients that I love working with. I focus on my niche. I turn down things that aren't in my niche because it's just an easy thing to say no to. But then also when other opportunities come up that I know I really couldn't service to the best of my abilities, I have to say no to those. Sometimes I contract them out or refer other customers or refer those customers to other businesses that I know would do a great job instead of me. It always stings a little bit to do that, but it is the best.
So it's all about just not spreading yourself too thin, essentially, right? Like making sure you stay in your lane and do what you're good at.
Yeah.
So Jen, thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have for today. We really appreciate you being on the show. That was incredibly insightful.
Great. Thanks for having me.
So if you'd like to learn more about Jalydew, head to dailyadbrief.com. That's going to do it for us today on Marketing for Your Future. I'm your host, David Benfield. And until next time, have a great day, guys.